Welcome to this video lecture series on C programming. In my previous sessions, I have explained the different decision making and branching statements. Also, we have in C decision making and looping statements. Decision making and branching statements are if else, nested if else if ladder, switch statement. So these are the decision making and branching. That means the control will branch to a set of statements depending on the condition that is getting tested. Suppose if we want a set of statements to get repeatedly executed, then we have to make use of the looping statements. Here the statements will get executed repeatedly based on the decision, based on the condition that is mentioned there. Here also the condition is tested. If it is true or false, whether the statements has to get repeatedly executed or not will be decided. Whereas in decision making and branching, the condition is tested. If it is true or false, whether a certain statements should get skipped or not, or certain statements should get executed or not, that will be decided. So let us see the different looping statements in C. Basically we have the while loop, do while and for loop. Now let us see the first one, the while loop. What does this while loop do? Look at the syntax of the while loop. We have while test expression. That means in this we are using the keyword while followed by the condition or the test expression that is mentioned in the bracket. Then inside the body of this while you are writing certain statements. Now this statements, whatever you are writing here, we call it as the body of the loop. This will get repeatedly executed until this condition remains true. Once the condition becomes false, the control will come out from this body of the loop. That means it will not execute the statements that are mentioned inside the body of the loop, and the next statement that is mentioned after this while loop will get executed. So depending on where the test condition is placed, we have two different types. One is the entry control loop, which is called as the while loop, and the other one is the exit control loop, and we call that as the do while loop. Let us see the working of while loop with an example here. So in the programs I have written, first the file include stdio.h, then main. Here we are initializing, we are making use of the variable I, and I is initialized to 0. Okay, then now look here, this is what I am trying to tell you. This is the while loop statements that you have written in the program. Inside this while, that means the body of the loop, we have two statements here. Okay, and one statement is written before the while loop, so that is the initialization. Now inside the while we are writing the what, the condition here, making use of the relational operators. As long as this condition is true, whatever you have specified here, the statements inside the body of the loop will keep executing. Once the condition becomes false, then the control will come out from this and it will execute the statement. If present here, any statement after this will get executed. Okay, now let us dry run this program. See, initial value we have written I equal to 0. We are testing here I less than 5. 0 less than 5. Yes, it is true. If it is true, then and it will print, this sentence get printed. After that, the next statement is I plus plus. I plus plus is what? I equal to I plus 1. So earlier value is 0. 0 plus 1 is what now? 1. So now I value becomes what? 1. Okay, initial value of I was 0. Now it has become 1 after this statement. Once again it will test here. Okay, the control will come back to this. See, these statements are repeatedly getting executed as long as the condition mentioned in here in this while statement is true. So now the current value of I is 1. 1 less than 5. Yes, it is true. If it is true, then it will print here the body of the loop. In the body of the loop we have two statements, so it will print. Then next, increment the value. Once you increment the value, then earlier value was 1. 1 plus 1 becomes now 2. Okay, once again the control will come here to the while statement. 2 less than 5. Yes, it is true. If it is true, it will print this. Okay, this statement gets printed. Then once again we have I plus plus. That means it has to get increased by 1 the I value. So 2 plus 1, it is 3. 3 less than 5. Yes, it is true. If it is true, then inside the body of the loop, whatever statements are there, it gets executed. The next statement is I plus 1. Increase the value of I. 3 plus 1 becomes 4. 4 less than 5. Yes, it is true. If it is true, then it is going to print whatever is written inside the body of the loop. Okay, then it will see that inside the body of the loop this statement is also there. I plus plus, increase the value of I by 1. current value is 4, so 4 plus 1 becomes 5, 5 less than 5, whether 5 less than 5, now the condition is false. If the condition is false, then it will not execute the statements that are mentioned here inside this body of the loop. Two statements are mentioned here. One is the printf and another is increasing the value of I by 1. So these statements will not get executed. Body of the loop will not get executed and it will come out from the body of the loop, and here if any statements are present, those statements get executed. So this program is simply printing what a particular sentence 5 times. I value here I am initializing it to 0. You can initialize I value as 1 also. If you initialize I value as 1, then you have to be careful here. When you are writing, you should write down I less than or equal to 5. Only then 5 times that particular sentence get printed. Because if you write only less than 5, look here, 5 less than 5, it is starting from 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 times it will get printed, and the 5th time the condition becomes false. But if you want to print that sentence 5 times, then you are going to write what? I less than or equal to 5. In case if you are initializing I equal to 1. So this you have the option, either you start with I equal to 1 but write in the condition I less than or equal to 5, so that whatever statement is mentioned inside the body of the loop, it will get printed 5 times. Or you can start with I equal to 0, but in the condition you can write down I less than 5. So that here what will happen, whatever statements are written inside the body of the loop, it will get executed 5 times. Some points you need to remember for the while loop. Sometimes an infinite while loop is created. When does this infinite while loop will get created? When the given condition is always true. You are writing a condition or expression in such a manner that it is never becoming false. That time definitely the loop will become what? Infinite. And this can, that's what I'm telling. No, if you're not properly specifying the condition, then only it will result into an infinite loop. So this working of the while loop already I have mentioned. The test condition is evaluated. The test condition is true, the body of the loop will be executed. If the test condition is false, then the body of the loop will be skipped and the statements that are present after the body of the loop will get executed. The next line what I have written is, if step 2 is successfully done. What is step 2? If the condition is true. If the step 2 is successfully done, then the program control will go to step 1. Step 1 is what? Once again the test condition or expression is evaluated again, and the process repeats until the expression is true. The same thing you can always remember with this flow diagram also. See, entry, then first entry to the while loop. Here you are checking the test expression, that is you are testing the condition. If the condition is true, then the body of the loop will be executed. If it is true, then once again the control will go back to this while condition. That means once again the condition is tested. If it is true, it will be executed. Like this it will keep on going. That means this body of the loop will keep on executing as long as the condition is true. Once the condition becomes false, then the body of the loop, that means the body of the loop will not be executed and the control will come out, and the statement that is mentioned after this will get executed. So this is how the while statement in C programming works. Hope this session is useful to you all. If you find it useful, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye bye and take care.